G'day YouTube, this is Richard from Drop Bear Moto. Today we're going to go through all of the mods that I've done to my 2020 Indian Challenger. It is a base model, but I just thought I'd share with you what I've done to it, why, what I think of it. So yeah, you can make your mind up if it's helpful. You want to do those things or you're looking at similar mods, help you make some decisions. So come with me as we go through the mods of the Indian Challenger. Okay, so I'm going to start at the front. I will just quickly say that this bike was bought second hand, and the reason I did pick this particular one up was because it had so many modifications already. So I'll call out what I've done to it and why, and some of the things that were on it before, so you can just sort of have a bit of a run through of really what's been done to it, because it has been a little bit done, not as much as some bikes. There's some amazing challenges out there, but just might help you make some decisions as you go through. So we'll start front to back, and I'm going to call out some things on here because it really was made to look like a dark horse from the get-go. One of the first things was the little headrest here is the lit-up headrest that you get with the Limited and the Dark Horse. So the previous owner had put that on. He'd also blacked out the Indian logo across there, and around the headlight there was a lot of chrome, I think, in the base model, so a lot of that was taken out as well. Big upgrade, and the latest one, as you can see here, is the Baja Designs LP6 headlight. We're just about to leave Florida. We're going to go on a 16-17 day ride as far as Wyoming, back through the Black Hills, Sturgis, not in time for the rally. And I put that on for this trip. I just found on last year's trip to Laconia, I probably need a bit more front end light. So this is new, so I'll talk a little bit more how it goes, but went out for a first night ride last night and was really impressed. Next thing's the windscreen, the Clockworks windscreen here. I forget the height, but I'll get my post-production team to delve into that and add it to this video. That's a fancy way of saying I'm not prepared for this one, so forget the measurements, but I'll get my tape measure out later and drop in the comments here exactly how high it is. But it's the flare. I look really good windshields, as everyone knows, with the Clockworks, and I really love this one comes up right to my nose. Everyone says you should do that 6.3. First time I've had a windscreen that has come up to my nose when it's fully extended, and so on the freeway it's just awesome. Colder weather, rain, it's great to have the options, and obviously, as everyone's aware, the electronic up and down of the windscreen, fantastic. Let's move forward to the bars. So we've got the mid-rise Indian factory bars on here. Got them pretty much as far forward as they'll go without knocking. I like the style, I like the curvedness, so I really picked them for the style, and they do a great job. It sets me up perfectly together with the seat, which we'll talk about in a second. The other thing that was done on here is the Kuryaken grips, which Kuryaken grips, and while I'm on there, we'll go through that. You put the levers on and the floorboards together with the passenger floorboards. The big thing I love about these, like obviously the spear theming looks kind of cool, but the rubber in them all is really quite thick. So I think it's like an ISO kind of vibration dampening, and you feel that in the grips, you feel that in the floorboards. The other thing on the floorboards is they're a really big space. It's phenomenal, the extra room you get. So you get lots more positions to put your feet on there on long rides. So love the extra size of them, and that's been a great investment. I wouldn't have put them on there maybe, but the previous owner did. These little pieces on the end are actually a helmet lock, so you can put the D-ring in here. This little key goes on the end and you can hang your helmet, so it's kind of handy. I guess they come in sometimes. Last things on the bar here, he'd bought the blacked out levers, which is a pet peeve of most people, that these things come with the silver coloured levers from factory, so it was nice he'd put that on there and paid for the factory ones. These mirrors are Arlen Ness mirrors. Again, I'll pop up the exact type, but these have been fantastic. Really small, but some of the best visibility I've gotten out of a mirror. and no vibration. You know, they ride up all through the rev range. Really crystal clear picture. So love those mirrors. Not a lot going on in the dash now. Actually, well, sorry, there's a few things. So he upgraded the stereo to have Apple CarPlay, which it comes again in the Dark Horse and the Limited. So he'd previously put that in, that upgrade. It also upgraded the speakers to 100-watt speakers, and also, we'll talk about the lower fairings in a minute, but put the speakers in there, the 100 watts. So it's got a 400-watt sound system. I have not done the bass boost yet. I've heard the 400-watt system with the bass boost, and it is amazing. The only reason I did not do it is because I don't listen to the stereo a lot, and I would not have put those speakers in. It was something the previous owner did, so I'm glad they're there and I did not have to pay for them. But I don't listen to it a lot. I listen to my Sawicki that we'll talk more about in a minute. So not a big one. So I haven't done the bass boost purely for that reason. I do use the Apple CarPlay a lot though, especially on long trips. It's just the easiest way to coordinate. So that's a big thing of mine. Little detailing while I'm here. I got off eBay a sticker for the Indian to black that out. I think rather than replace the whole thing with the Dark Horse, I kind of like how I think of it as precious metals now on this bike, because it's got quite a few metals going on with the titanium grey. So having a little bit of the chrome in there doesn't worry me. But I did do that, and also got the similar little eyes off the same vendor on eBay and to put on the block, and they've stuck really well. I mean, they almost bake on. These stickers are very high quality, so I've been happy with those, and just blacken it up a little bit. So stage 1 air intake, it's got the S&S, correction. It's got the K&N air filter inside as well, and then obviously the Sawicki 2-into-1, and to wrap that up, the Lloyd'z tune. The Sawicki is the Lloyd'z Sawicki. It's always hard to get a view on here, but it is the Lloyd'z Sawicki. It's the mid-length pipe, and I've got a whole video on that pipe if you're interested, and sound. I'm not going to switch it on here, but definitely check that video out if you're interested in that pipe and the tune, and I got it dynoed afterwards, so you'll see the results in that video. Sticking at the kind of front here, lower fairings were put on. So it often gets confused as a Pursuit, but it's not. It's just got the lower fairings. Again, those speakers were put in, and the driving lights put down the bottom there. They're the Indian standard driving lights, which do a great job. Also just got the Indian standard highway pegs. I will say, pet peeve, I'd love if I could get the Kuryaken ones. I do actually have the Kuryaken peg. I just have not been able to find the little adapter piece that goes in here to fit with the Indian factory, and I kind of gave up. I bought a lot of stuff, sent it all back, and I've kind of just resigned to that for the moment, but I'd love to get them sort of looking a bit more blacked out like the floorboards. A little pet peeve with my OCD, but apart from that, we've left it there. The thing while I'm on the boards, actually, again, and back to the Kuryaken, I will say, is these are the standard floorboard adapters from Indian, and then these Kuryaken passenger mini footboards. Had a hell of a time with the bearings and the springs, and right now it's a real effort to pull these down, so I'm not going to for this video, but I just say that I'm not happy with the way those two products work together, or maybe it's just the bearings, springs, what's going on in there. I'll get in there, grease them up, and just get those looking a bit better. We'll see if we can fix that again, but I had to buy a replacement set when I got it. They were missing some bearings and springs, so whether, I don't know if they're just not paired to go or what's happening there, but that's something I just a word of warning about, I guess. Moving a little bit back, let's talk about the seat. This is the Ultimate seat. It's the extended reach seat from Ultimate for the Challenger. I do have the headrest to go in, also have the pad that fits on the standard sissy bar, and they do it in exactly the same coverings as this, so it all looks like a really neat set. There is a video again fully on this seat comparing to the Corbin. The Corbin was on here when I picked it up, and I swapped that out. Again, you'll hear about that more in that video. Yeah, unfortunately a ridge developed across the seat pan here. I got straight onto Ultimate, and they fixed that straight away. They were kind of shocked that it happened, so hopefully it was kind of one-off. When they did that, I got it done in this crocodile finish as well, which again, you know, really matches nicely with the dark colours on the bike and some greys and blacks in there. I'm super happy the way it came up, and I got the headrest and the back done again. Cost it was over a couple of $100, $240, something like that. I forget. That's what they charge for the upholstery. So I added that to it, and you know, I had to go to Crocodile, right? Because that's not a knife. Moving on back, got the bag guards. They've already been put on, again blacked out. In the bags themselves, again, the previous owner had paid to get the remote locking put in the bags, which is a great feature. Doesn't come in the standard model, but it had been put on for this one. And then finally at the back here, paid to black out the rear lights, and then some custom dynamics bag lights sit on the back here, and a little Kuryaken arrowhead aerial replaced the aerial. The other thing I did, and again you'll see this in the video on the seat, but they moved the mounting back. So I've been really happy with this seat and those bars set up. With moving this back, if you've got a tall pack on the back, which I don't, but I do have the seat rest, it just gives extra length. I think from memory it was like 1.5 or 2 inches back for the passenger, and obviously I get that couple of inch, or sorry, it's 1.5 or 1 inch back for the rider in the extended reach. So, you know, been very happy with that setup, and 6'3" and most comfortable bike by far I've ever owned. It's, you know, I've seen a lot of you know, 5'3", maybe even smaller 5'4" riders ride these bikes, and you know, go all the way up to my height, and I think everyone's pretty comfortable on them, so it's been awesome. Final thing I wanted to talk about, and the most recent, is I got the 2-inch lift kit from Forever Rad. I think it's Bare Knuckle Performance. I'll correct that in the comments here if I got that wrong, but I think it's actually made by Bare Knuckle. I bought it from Forever Rad. And what it does is it puts a bracket on the rear monoshock to increase that by 2 inches, and you can see the height difference here. Also on the front, there's a couple of extenders that sit on the front struts there that again put that up by 2 inches. If I zoom in here, hopefully, I haven't cleaned it fully yet because I just got it, but you can see just through here, that's where the original bottom clamp or bottom triple tree sat. And you can see now it's moved up here. So you can see that's the height gain, literally, that we've achieved out of that lift. And that's amazing. I did it because, look, I can flat-footed. Everyone was kind of saying, I can't believe you've lifted a bike. Everyone lowers them. So that was a little bit different. But the cornering on these bikes, as you know, if you're an owner, is phenomenal. I did find that I was scraping those boards a little bit around, or, you know, a fair bit. And it just made me a little bit nervous when I was coming around the corners that, you know, I'm going to grind. I was always thinking about it. So when I first got it, I picked it up yesterday, and for the first part of the ride, I was like, man, I'm never going to get these boards down on the ground now. I did actually grind them slightly coming back home yesterday. So still will get them down, but it certainly took a lot further to get them there than before, and gave me much better cornering. It's the hardest I've got into that particular corner than ever before. So yeah, been very happy with that. And look, it just, I think between the exhaust and going to a single exhaust, it just gives you a cleaner look at the back there. Yeah, a little bit kind of king of the baggers look. So it's a cross between a Tourer here and a bit of a performance bagger, I guess, is what I've ended up with. But does the job, puts on the miles. I got just over 20,000 now. As I said, we're about to embark on a massive trip, so we'll film all the videos from that one, so you can hang along and see how the Challenger performs, along with several other Indians on that trip. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, set up the notifications, and you'll see those videos. And the final thing I will say, look, any questions on anything to do with this Challenger, any of those pieces I've done, please drop them in. More than happy to help. I think YouTube's been a massive kind of resource for me, as it is for most people, to go check this stuff out. It's expensive. You want to get it right first time. So yeah, you know, please jump in, and I'll answer as best I can, as I expect others will. So pop your comments and questions into the chat. But look, thank you very much for watching. You guys, ride safe out there. Enjoy your challenges, and we'll hopefully see you on the road.